The greatest work that you could do in your life is the work that you do on yourself. Joseph Campbell wrote a great book called The Power of Myth. In The Power of Myth, he talks about how we are human animals. And our goal is to go from human animal to human being. Human being is someone who lives through consciousness. My body is a vessel, my eyes are windows, consciousness looks through. I'm a witness, I witness everything through consciousness. To go from human animal to human being, it takes effort, takes time, takes practice. So how do we do that? Well, we know that human animals are impulsive, emotional, reactive. Do you have a dog by chance?
No.
Okay, so I've got two dogs. My biggest dog, Cookie, anytime we get her something new, like a new toy, she'll play with it for a little bit, and then she'll lay down next to it with her paw on it.
Yeah.
Mine, it's hers, right? And if I try and take it, she'll look at me. She'll look at me like, hey, this is my possession. An animal is possessive. They are instinctive. I look at it as all of this is transient, all of it. Our relationship is transient. God forbid, when you leave here, you might get the news tomorrow that Bedros got hit by a bus and died. I hope the time that we spent together was valuable. I hope the time that we spent together was meaningful. Everything is transient. And so knowing that, I have to be here in the moment. And so it takes a lot of self-work, self-mastery. It's so interesting that you're here today, because today on Instagram, I posted about the greatest work that you could do in your life is the work that you do on yourself. Yeah. The work of self-mastery. Your car comes with an owner's manual. Here's how you operate the windshield wipers. Here's how you turn it on. Here's how often you should change the oil. If you hear this, then this is probably what's happening. We are the most complex, sophisticated creation on this planet. There's no owner's manual. Yeah. And in fact, the people who take care of us while we can't take care of ourselves transfer their negative feelings about life. Don't do that, be careful, watch out for that, careful, the bad guy might take you. So now they transfer negative feelings on us. And so when we grow up and we're at that age of 12, 13, 14, 15, we're starting to kind of figure our way out. One, there's no owner's manual, and two, we've had negative programming. And so when you think about how much of a human animal we are, we have to become self-aware, do the self-work, figure out why we're emotionally reactive, why we respond the way we do to things. And so this is where personal growth and self-development comes in, whether it's Tony Robbins or reading books like Outwitting the Devil, Psycho-Cybernetics, The Big Leap, Untethered Love. I mean, going to a therapist and talking about the traumas that happened to you. I think I talked about on your show that I was sexually molested as a child. Yeah. The armor that I wore, emotional armor that I wore when I talked to other men for the longest time was very standoffish. Yeah. I was a very human animal with them. To me, it was because I was molested by two older boys. Yeah. All men were the enemy, and I couldn't trust other men. And I had to always have I need to one-up you to be able to show my dominance. I realize now that those two boys that did that to me, they were hurt, they were broken. That probably happened to them. Yeah. That doesn't mean that Peter is looking to take advantage of me, right? But it took self-development, self-work for me to realize that Peter's here with good intentions. And until Peter tries to kill me, I'm just going to assume that Peter loves me and likes me, is here to add value. So I'm going to add value, and together we can add greater value. That's human being behavior. For the longest time, until the age of 37, I operated as a human animal because I was reactive, emotional, impulsive, because of all those things. There's no owner's manual. My family, my parents, like most parents, kind of instilled their fears and frustrations in you as a child. And then if you've had any kind of abuse, sexual, emotional, mental, you add that on top and you become like a stick of dynamite ready to explode. So how do we get there? Self-work. It's not overnight. It takes 5 to 10 years of strong self-work to develop into a human being who is connected to consciousness. But it's worth the time.